Alright, we've got this problem where we have to enter three numbers and we get an output if two of the numbers equals this the third number if they're added together. So if two of those numbers, if you add them together and it equals the third, then we get an output. So we have to make sure like the first and second, see if that equals the third, or the first and third equals the second, or the second and third equals the first. Otherwise, there shouldn't be any output. I have put an output in there, but I don't think it asks for that. So with the pseudocode, we've got start. You're going to enter three numbers, so we've got a place to do that. First number, space, second number, space, third number, enter. And I have a check for making sure that you do actually enter numbers and not letters. You don't have to have this while loop here, and that's that check. So we have if x plus y equals z, first number plus second equals the third, then the third number equals the sum of the first two. Else, if the first and the third equals the second, then the second number equals the sum of the first and the third. Else, if, so we've got an if else, and then we have a nested if else inside of that else, and then we have another third layer nested if statement inside of this else part. So if second number plus the third number equals the first, then the first number is equal to the sum of the second and third. So those are outputs. And then end if, end if, end if. Then we've got this output here that you don't really need, but that's how the pseudocode is going to look. This would be the flow chart to that. Start, your inputs. That's the check there. You don't need that, but it's nice to have because if you're working with somebody who just really wants to hit a letter, it's not going to let them use that. And then your code won't start doing this looping forever. So you can see how we have this, if else statement here to check if the third is the sum of the first two. Then we've got an output. Then we have this first nested if else, output forward if it's true. And if it's false, we have a nested if statement. So we've got these, I guess maybe dual alternative decision statements here, and then a single alternative decision statement. And then we've got, that if it's false, it just goes on. So if none of them have, this applying, we're not going to output any of this. We're just going to go good numbers, or, you'll just end the program. It won't output anything. So let's go ahead back to the code here. You don't have to code out this program, but we've got three numbers. So entering those numbers, first spacebar, second spacebar, third enter or return. That check that you don't really need, but it makes sure that if a letter is entered or punctuation, then it won't allow you to use that, and it keeps prompting you for numbers. And then if you obey and only hit enter numbers, then you've got that if, else, nested if else, nested if, and then we exit that. So let's go ahead and run it. Check it out. I'm going to show you what happens when none of them are equaled. So 4, 5, that would be 9, but I'm just going to put 8. So good numbers. Or if you don't have that output, it's just program ends. Let's do 2, 3, and 5. The third is the sum of the first two. Let's see about the second one. So let's put them on the ends. 2, 5, and 3. So the second is equal to the sum of the first and the third. And let's put the 5 in the beginning. 2, space, 3, enter the first. So you can see it works. Pretty cool. A little bit more complicated than the last one, but not too difficult. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.